theoretically live right now.
Theoretically, we're live.
I still see. Oh, nope, now I see video.
Now you see video? Cool.
I see video.
All right.
Good.
Hello, Internet. Hello, lovely people joining me in, what state area are we in? Bloomington?
Yeah.
Bloomington. All right. I'm in the library in Bloomington. Welcome to the August meeting for Anime Detour 2027 cycle. This one's titled Money. So yes, we will be talking about budgets, a bunch of other stuff too. This might actually wind up being kind of a longer presentation, so sorry. But I did get some slides from some departments, and we do have a number of things to talk about. Several of them good. So,
Yeah.
You know. To start out, we've got more filled positions. Yay! I knew that one of these people wasn't going to be here. That's the top one. Hope doesn't look like Andy's here either. But yeah, so we do have a new vice chair. We finally have our 5th division head. It is Hope Cronin. Most of you know her already, but if not, we'll meet her soon. She's been with Anime Detour forever, 2011, I think she says. So
About that,
yeah, in a couple of different positions, so we are very happy to welcome her. The next slide will be the reorganized org chart, so you'll see very quickly what she's going to handle. And then we do have a reservations head as well. That is one of our specializations within the facilities department.
And it ain't me.
No. I mean, it's still kind of you. You're going to have to help out. But yeah. Andy, so has also been here forever. I don't remember when he started either, but it's also a long, long time ago. So a couple of long-term people who are stepping up into positions we need. So thank you guys for doing that. But of course, you don't have to have been here for more than a decade to do that. We can take new people as well. So yeah, this is the redone org chart. It's not all that different from the previous ones. We've just moved all the green stuff into that actual division. Cass will lose staffing. I know you're probably still going to work on it some this year anyway, but it's not officially under you anymore. A whole bunch of stuff came from buttons, so that is graphic design, marketing, and social media are all now going to be under Hope. And then photography was under attendee experience with me, and that's now under Hope as well. Besides that, nothing here moved, so I don't think we need to talk about it anymore. But starting at the next meeting, I'm not going to show this chart anymore. I will go into the sort of page-by-page department announcements as that becomes a more regular thing. If there are any departments that didn't send me slides, but that do have announcements, now would be a good time. All right. So we do still have 5 open positions, or 4.5 open positions maybe. So financial operations assistant, our treasurer Jeanette just walked in. So she's kind of doing both the ATC side and the Detour side for now, but it would be really, really good to have somebody else in the Detour side once we really get rolling and receipts are happening fairly frequently. So that is, as I said, it's kind of the Detour side treasurer, so responsible for doing reimbursements, processing receipts, keeping track of what we're spending our money on. And in the cases where you're going to have to spend more money than you have, you work it out with the FOA to have Detour buy it directly. So you don't have to go into debt and wait for reimbursement. Because we don't actually want you to go into debt for Anime Detour. The ACTS department and video screening departments within the programming group both need heads. This is one of those things that we only broke out, last year. But we really would like to have different people in these positions, so it's not just Jesse doing all of this. That would be bad. So ACTS is all of the performances on both main stage and then those things that happen in a few other places. So Regency tends to have a few things. The Sheraton stage has some of these, and then Snake Discovery goes wherever Snake Discovery goes.
Regency.
Is it Regency now? Yeah, because it needed to be in a big room. But yeah, so that's ACTS is sort of coordinating with all of those other community performance kind of things. It's not, I think, all that intensive. It's a lot of work ahead of time, and it's a lot of just emails back and forth, making sure that we have information, making sure logistics are happening, and then making sure that Jesse does know where those things need to be in the schedule, and coordinating with that. So that would be really good to get somebody. Video screening is which is what it sounds like. So we have currently the 2 video rooms up on the 4th floor. In this past year, one of them was the AMV room. Faye pretty much provides everything needed for that. And then the second room is either a scheduled playlist of anime or streaming room, depending on how we get permissions. So that is definitely one that if you're thinking about a leadership position and you want a head that is maybe a little smaller in responsibilities than some of the others, that would be a really good first timer. So we would like to have that. The one we really need right now, please, if you are able to step up and do this, or you know somebody that might, we definitely need exhibit hall head immediately. This is typically when we open that up. I am going to make sure we get, you know, the form opened up, we contact our previous vendors, and we get it going. But it would be very good to have this, have a head in that position sooner rather than later. And then we are still open to the idea of having a 6th member of the chair team. So obviously getting Hope in there is a very good thing, and I think puts us in a good position for this year if we don't get another person, but we are still open to the idea of a 6th member of the chair team. Andy, we did announce you before you came in. But thank you for stepping into reservation set.
Sure.
And as always, I have the link here for all of the open roles and the application form on the Anime Detour website. I've kind of switched out, this was the admin slide that I've had in here for like a year. This one just covers sort of all of the roles within each department, just to make sure that people who are not, who have not been in this organization for 20 years can understand what we're doing. So every department has a head or sometimes 2 co-heads. They select their remaining staff, they're responsible for the department responsibilities, they make the budget, and they delegate whatever tasks that they would like to delegate. Please delegate if you are a head. It's hard to do, but it's important. And then some specialization heads, there's only a few of these, but these are the rare situations like reservations within facilities, where it is still something that the chair team interviews and picks, even though they do report to their head that they're under. So kind of a weird situation, like I said, only a couple of these. Then admin, which I have been talking about, which is important to ensure that the tasks are happening according to the task list, things aren't getting dropped. And similarly, that when other people are trying to contact the department, those communications are getting responses in a timely fashion. Then subhead, this is a very open-ended term. Heads select their subheads. Sometimes they say you are the subhead of this, and it's sort of a distinct set of responsibilities. Sometimes it's just you're my second in command, you're my subhead. Either of those is fine, and again, that does not need to come to the chair team. Heads can pick their subheads freely. And then staff is everyone else in the department. So kind of the 5 basic roles that we have. Technically, there's also group head for programming and tech, but there's only 2 of those, and they know who they are. All right, ATC announcements. I don't think any of the board members are here. No. But Christina did pass along. Right now, ATC is running a table at ExcaliburCon in Duluth. That's this weekend. And we're also going to have a table tomorrow. The Oban Festival is in St. Paul at Canal Park tomorrow. So we're going to have our table right by the stage. And I think we're selling stuff in ExcaliburCon.
We are,
right? Yeah.
For the first time, we are trying selling stuff at the table. We have plushies and pins that we're selling, so we're going to see how that goes. We're very optimistic that $20 plushies that are adorable and $5 pins that everyone loves a pin are going to sell pretty well.
Yeah, no, I mean, we always bring the plushies, and we, like, 1 in 5 people ask us if they can have it.
People constantly ask if
yeah.
the display plushie is for sale, so this time around we'll be able to say yes for the first time ever, and it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Also, we do have that table at Oban. Please come out and check out Oban. It's a really good event.
It is really good.
And it's like $8 to get in.
Yeah.
Which stage are you by? There's 2 of them.
We are by the performance stage, the one that St. Paul Nagasaki Sister City Committee gets all the acts for.
Gotcha.
Because we kind of partner with them to do that. So we'll actually have a big ATC banner that's up right next to the stage too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say my only warning on Oban is you may have to park far away and walk, so be prepared for that.
There are also some shuttles from some overflow buses that you
There
can
are.
take.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You do also have to get tickets ahead of time for that. You
Ah.
can't get them at walk up.
That's good to know. You have to buy Oban tickets before you go. Does it close at a particular
I'm
time?
not
You can just buy them on your phone and then walk up and show the QR code on your phone.
Oh, so not that advanced.
It's just
advanced
you
with
can't
plan,
like
but
hand them cash for it
Yeah.
there or anything. You do have to buy it on your phone and then show them the QR code.
okay. Cool. Committees. So we've talked about these a little bit already, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time. But the main stage committee is probably going to have its first meeting soon, as is the AD Media Committee. That's the new one, trying to make sure that all of the people who talk to our attendees on a regular basis know what they're doing. The game committee, I know everybody, all the top leadership for the game committee is also leadership elsewhere in the convention, so they are hoping maybe somebody wants to be a committee, the game committee head that is not otherwise in a leadership position, or if they are, feels like they still have a good amount of bandwidth left over. So we are looking for somebody to help out with that. Have you had meetings already?
Our first meeting, that's what I wanted
Yeah.
to say. Our first meeting for the game committee is next Sunday at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
If anybody's interested in joining or,
Yeah.
checking it out, just email gamecommittee@animedetour.com.
Okay, and if Mike did not pick that up, email gamecommittee@animedetour.com if you're interested. First meeting is next Sunday, that's August 23rd at 7 p.m. on Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can get the link if you don't already have it by emailing gamecommittee@animedetour.com. And then the DJ and Rave Committee, we were kind of talking about this as sort of a mini committee because there's a couple people in TAC who have always done this. But it is open to anybody that would like to help out with that. So if you're interested, let Tristan know, or just email tech, and yeah, tech@animedetour.com. We could use another set of eyes or two on that one. And you want to talk about badge ribbons?
I can quick talk about badge ribbons. It's an even smaller committee because it's a committee of me. But badge ribbon requests are open. And for those of you who are in the room, I have the color samples and the wonderful sample pack of ribbons that you can look at to kind of see some ideas of what you could have done. You can come look at those after the meeting if you want. Think about this because we have the theme of money today, so we've got the budgets coming up. So think about what you might want for badge ribbons. The form does have the estimates of what your highest maximum price for them would be. They're cheaper if you get reprints, and also the more of us order badge ribbons, the cheaper everyone's badge ribbons get, because they do stack the discount. So if 5 people order 100 ribbons each, we get to pay the 500 ribbon price.
Yeah.
So you will probably end up paying less than whatever you budget for, but budget for that maximum number just in case some freak thing, you're the only one who requests ribbons.
Yeah, that's not the way it's going to go, but yeah, definitely do think about that in your budget, like you said, and yeah, say either use the form and kind of see what the price is suggesting, or contact Allie if you're trying to get a good estimate of what your badge ribbon expense is likely to be. Volunteers, and you want to come up and do your slide.
Yes. All right. So we decided to put up some slides to make sure, since we know that there's a bunch of new people, just to kind of go over what volunteers does, what our department does, what kind of our expectations are. So we help out other departments who need support that can be done by attendees with minimal training and supervision. So that means badging is a huge one. We do a ton of badging. That's low maintenance. They can just sit there. We let them know this is what you need to look for. And then we help obviously coordinate between the attendees and the different departments that need them. All right, we can only give you volunteers that sign up. Volunteers are a luxury, not a guarantee.
No volunteering?
We're really
Yes.
good at volunteering.
Yes, we are. I mean, you can volunteer people, but if you don't ask us for volunteers as a department, you're probably not going to get any. So I would make sure when you're looking at your staffing, make sure that you have enough staff to possibly have to do badging. at some point. Because every year is different on how many people decide to volunteer. Also, do not ask the volunteer who is on shift to move, change, alter, do anything like that. Obviously, if they are working at registration or something, that's a whole nother thing. If they're working in Volcon with Denon, again, that's a whole nother thing. But we just ask that if especially if they're for badging, just let them badge. Don't move them around. If you absolutely need to move them for some reason, please contact the volunteer department. Then we can decide, no, that's not what their job is, or, okay, that's fine. If there's any issue with a volunteer, obviously, find somebody with a radio, let us know immediately, send them down to us, and we will deal with the issue. If it has something to do with a safety issue, have one of the safety people come down with them, explain the situation, and then we can go from there. Also, for departments who end up recruiting non-staffers to volunteer for their departments, and they want to get prizes, first of all, they have to be a registered attendee. Otherwise, no, not gonna happen. Also, give us a heads up before they start helping. So I know some departments are asking for Thursday help. That's great. We just ask that you give us a heads up. We need a name, what time they're planning on coming in. On Thursday, we do ask that if they're coming in the afternoon, please send them to us first. We can give them a little write-up of what they're doing. If they come earlier, we will also email those departments that have asked for Thursday volunteers, and we will let you know when one of us, either Caitlin, me, or somebody else will be there. Just have them come down once we get there, just so we know that they are there and that we can check them off. Also, let us know if they are only helping on Thursday or if they are helping throughout the entire convention. If they are helping throughout the entire convention, it is your job to keep track of their hours. We cannot keep track of everything. So, just let us know as soon as you can when you know that that person is going to be helping out. Also, if they're coming in on Friday, please have them come down. If you can spare a head or a subhead, please have them come down with that person so that we know. But try to let us know as soon as possible before the convention.
And this is also the stuff that is not if this is for department tasks that they haven't already told volunteers we need a volunteer for this.
Right. So I know
Separate.
Thursday sometimes registration would like some help. Yep. Let us know.
I've had people come up and say, can I, right then and there, volunteer to help pass out badges. Can I accept them and then tell you guys? Because at the time, I would need them right away.
Yep.
Or do you send them down first?
If you need them immediately,
It's very rare, but
yeah.
it does happen.
if you can possibly spare them, have them come down and see us
Okay.
and just let us know. If you can't spare them, use Discord, somehow get a hold of us and just let us know, hey, I've got somebody who's volunteering, I needed them immediately, I couldn't send them down.
Okay.
But it shouldn't be more than a 5-10 minute process to send them down and
Oh,
back up, right?
Not even that.
Okay.
Not even that. So,
Usually takes a minute or two.
yeah,
Okay.
just a minute or two, and yeah, they'll be right back up.
Thank you.
All right. Volcon stickers. I know it's been kind of a debate right now. It says at least 10 hours. We are working on that. We are kind of figuring out what
The threshold's gonna be.
yes, the threshold is. But they are for non-staff and non-VIPs. I know that might change. I know.
That already has changed. So yeah, VIP actually doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. But they're for convention goers only. We will be sending out forms. They will be separate this time, asking if you need Volcon stickers or if you don't. We will also be sending out a form if you need volunteers. Please, even if you don't need volunteers, that's fine. Please fill out the form so we can keep track. And please be as thorough as you can to what you need. Then those departments that we hear from, we will, if we have any questions about anything or whatever, we will be following up with them before the convention. We know that the deadline for usually our forms is in January. I know things change. We get it. But, yeah, just let us know. Even if you don't know at that time if you need volunteers or not, please fill out the form and request volunteers. It's easier to say, no, we don't need any volunteers, even though we requested them, than it is to all of a sudden say, we need volunteers. If we do not hear from your department and you decide, oh, all of a sudden you need volunteers and it's the Thursday before the convention, too bad. Just, you're gonna have to figure it out. We've had a lot of people coming to us afterwards saying, oh, I need volunteers. Well, you didn't let us know. This year we're gonna really be trying to be a stickler on it. So it's a bit easier for us, it's a bit easier for you guys, and everything works cohesively.
It's all making a plan thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, that's all I have.
Cool, thank you.
Yep.
Okay. And graphic design also gave me some slides. I did format these myself, but they gave me a nice email that was easy to put in. So, yeah, you want to? Sure.
Same as last year.
Camera's over.
Oh, I should go over here. My bad. Hopefully I'm visible. Okay. Same as last year, we have our art request form. If you need any art, any graphics, or illustrative work, it needs to go through this form. Do not send any emails about it unless you're just asking for like a recommendation. The form is simplified this year compared to last year, so if you just basically put in your information, and if you're not sure like what size of something you need, there is a supplementary document that'll be talked about in the next slide. The most important things to know are if you're getting something manufactured like a keychain or a sticker or a button, please have those submitted by the 7th of November. That's just to give us some extra proofing time. Part of why we have such long deadlines is because we have to process those requests that you put in. Then our artists have to determine if they have time in their schedules. Art often takes a really long time to make, like 10 hours, 20 hours, maybe 40 hours, and all of our artists are volunteer. So they have to work that in with all their working hours. Just like,
with manufactured goods, getting it from here's a pretty picture to here's a pretty product is not always straightforward.
Yeah.
So, yep.
What if you don't have Discord?
Generally, we communicate and go through like review processes in our department through Discord. If somebody in your department can have Discord to communicate with us and review, otherwise we can email you. It's just easier if you can just see the chat between us and the artists in our Discord. To submit the form, you just need to have an Anime Detour email.
Yeah, that's not Discord, that's a Google form.
Yeah.
So,
So I couldn't use the form last year at all, because it asked for Discord everywhere. I don't know.
Well, yeah, just, you could say, like,
Please
put
email.
in, but yeah, we prefer to do all the communication through Discord. It's just easier to manage all of our artists and the conversations with the people requesting the stuff through our own Discord. There's just a lot of communication that is going on. So yeah, like if you're getting a manufactured good, often on the front end, making sure the artist has all the information takes longer, perfecting the art takes longer. We might have to go through and proof extra things so it's ready for the manufacturer as like the leadership. And then Chinese New Year is earlier this year, which means manufacturers in China there will be less time after that. They take like a whole month off. So that's why that's farther out. If you need a print project, that's going to be due January 31st of 2027. And then any digital projects, February 28th. In addition, we're kind of changing our like schedule because we had a hard time getting artists to pick up projects between the end of Con and the end of July. So if you have any projects for next year that you know about in advance that have due dates before August 1st, if you could also submit those by February 28th, then people can get started.
I feel like that's mostly like Roadshow and us,
Yeah.
but
I was gonna
but
say,
yeah,
you can just
you're-
say my name.
but
There were a couple of other projects, but yeah, for the most part, yeah. Just easier.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. So yeah, those all make sense, I think. And then yeah, just do not expect that you can ever submit anything in March and get it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, if it comes down to it, you know, we will talk. We will figure out what we need to do. But yeah, don't expect that to work. And then yeah, so there's a couple other forms.
Yeah, this is also linked in the art request form, but there is a supplement. This has information on like sizing, what are typical sizes for different things, like, you know, Instagram posts, what's a piece of paper, a poster. It also has information about budgeting if you are trying to like order posters or something, what our kind of recommendations are, and if you need assistance, how you can get assistance from us about that. The last thing I got on here is we have social media templates. If you need a post for Instagram or Facebook to make the lives of our social media team easier, you can use the templates through Adobe Express. It'll act like you need to start a free trial, but you don't actually have to.
Don't believe it.
It's just trying to make you buy things, but you don't have to.
Yeah, no, yeah. Adobe Express is the free version. Is the free one.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. And so if you need any help with those, just email us. If you need a template that's not already on there, you can also request that through the art request form.
Cool. And then yeah, email graphics@animedetour.com if you need to, or if you are already on the Discord, then you know, do that. So now time for the bittersweet portion. We've had kind of a rough summer. So we did already talk about Dave passing and the GPS picnic. I know a number of people did go to. So this is a separate thing, but this is his remembrance party. It is a party, so it is, as you see down there, like board games and telling stories about him and such. This will be a week from today, so Saturday, August 22nd at the Cedar Home Community Center in Roseville. And it is listed on the website as like 1 to 5 p.m., but like they're open for 1 to 5 p.m. You're not, like if you decide to go, you don't have to get there at 1 and stay till 5. It's just that's when this will be available. And then there is that website at the bottom there. I promise that's the correct URL, even though it ends strangely, remembrancepf.rsnpfi. That is correct. So do please, if you are going to come, especially if multiple people are in your group, do set that so that they know expectations for people coming. not already talk about Jerry Kewen, but he's also a longtime staffer for Anime Detour that passed this summer. He was most recently in operations here, and then I took this post from the Renaissance Festival because he also worked for them, and so this was the text from that about him. But the short version, if you want to jump to the bottom here, is that they're doing a memorial at Renfest also next Saturday, sort of at the close of day at the pavilion. So if you're interested in that. I'll leave that up for a second because there's a bunch of text. And then back to Anime Detour business. The task lists. This is nothing new. I talked about this last meeting, but I don't think we have a lot of them done, even though I've seen several departments that seem to have them done. I think they just haven't been collected into the department head Google Drive at this point. So if yours is done, please make sure that you have it in there. All department heads should be able to put it in there themselves. If for whatever reason you're having trouble with that, let your division head know. And for those departments who have not finalized this yet, we are trying to get these done by the end of the month. So this is fairly simple. In the task list, it is a list with deadlines for each major project. And then you also, there's a category or there's a column for any other departments that you need to coordinate with on that particular task, because that is the trickiest part of being part of a big organization, is making sure you get stuff from other departments and they get stuff from you. So, again, I think almost all the one-on-ones have happened, so I think just about every department head has heard from us about this already, but definitely reach out to your division head if you have not. Andy, I think MK already, did you do one for reservations already or not really?
It's in, we have to talk about exactly what dates.
Okay.
But it's in the facilities.
It's in there already, okay, cool. And then budgets, hooray, it's budget time, whee, everybody loves budgets. So, I mean, it is a good thing, it's good to have money to spend, to make a convention go. So, each department does need to create their budget for the 2027 cycle. I've set these as due September 18th. If you're wondering about that date, our next meeting will be on a Sunday, September 14th, and then, or 13th, 30th. And then this is the Friday after that. So there will be one more reminder where I can yell at you and shake my fist at any departments that haven't done their budget right. If you need a copy of your 2026 budget, please ask your division head. I think any returning head should have their 2026 budget. I think we've been talking about keeping track of what you've been spending at each line item, so hopefully you've been doing that and can pretty easily turn it into the budget for this year. But again, if you do need that, if you're a new head and you need to get that information, just let your division head know and we will make sure you get that. I know Buttons has done office hours multiple times, so if you are uncomfortable with creating budget, if you don't really know how that works, she will have several times that you can join her on a Google Meet and get some instruction on that. And if you're not a department head, but you are interested in this process and want to learn more about it, that would be cool too. So talk to your department head and ask if you can join it.
Things, remember details. The more you explain and narrow down what you want, the easier it is for us to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I would say too, we are in good financial shape. We do like to say yes to things, but yeah, it's a lot easier to say yes when we go, oh, sure, I understand what that is. I can happily agree to that. Also, there are in several of the historical budgets categories that were made up by previous administration that don't make any sense to me. I don't know what they mean myself. So if you want to change the names of those categories to things that make more sense to you and help you understand what you're asking for, please do. There is no need to hold to those old titles. Please do include in your budget for 2027 all light items from your 2026 budget, even if it's the kind of thing where you're not doing something again or you're not asking to kind of phrase it in the same way again. Please list it and have a 0 for 2027. But again, we do want to be able to compare everything that you asked for last year and everything you actually spent last year to what you were asking for this year. We do have that information ourselves. Jeanette and has been maintaining all of that. So we have that info, but we also want you to give us that info because we want to make sure that
If you make us look it up, we're gonna be not as inclined to actually give it to you.
Not so much that, but the looking it up is a good double check. And if they don't agree, we may have other questions of where did that money go, or did that money go? And again on this, if you do need, if it wasn't tracked, or again if you're a new head coming in and you need this information, Jeanette can help you out. Your division head can help you out. Also, two things that I know we didn't always do in our budgets, but I do want them to be there. Any hotel rooms that you are providing to anybody that you work with, other than staff. Staff, you don't have to list your staff, rooms or badges, but any other partners, anyone you're inviting to the convention and the convention is providing a hotel room or a badge to, I do want you to list those. Just use a standard $150 per room per night for hotel rooms. That's not exactly the number, but it's close enough for budgeting purposes. And then, along with the badges, I'm going to have you ask for what badge type and what privileges you think go with that badge type. This is a thing we're going to get solidified well before we get to con this year, because that has been an issue in the past. But if we know from every department what they think they're giving people, we can much more easily fix that impression early on, instead of getting late and going, no, you're not, that doesn't exist, that badge type isn't real. We don't want to do that late in the game this time. So.
Just on the hotel room things, do make sure you're specifying you need X number of rooms for Y number of nights. There's gonna be 2 nights or 3 nights each, because we're gonna use that room count to help set up how many rooms we're getting from the Hyatt set aside.
Yes.
I know there's a little bit of confusion with this last year due to a few different things that were in the changeover at that time. But if you're not putting rooms in your budget, we might not set aside rooms for you that you need. So if you've got vendors coming in, please put in there, this has historically been a long-term problem with doing reservations for years. We'll get requests for hotel rooms for vendors 3 weeks before the convention. And there might not be hotel rooms 3 weeks before the convention if I don't know about it or if Andy doesn't know about it.
Yep.
So
And
please put them in there so we know what the count is.
Yeah. And just to be clear, we understand that most of you haven't connected with your vendors yet or other partners yet. You're not going to know what their exact requests are, but if you can give us some estimate for, these groups tend to want Thursday night, these groups tend to want Monday night or not, and how many overall rooms there are, the more detail you can give us, the better we can, again, plan around all of this and make sure that we're going to be able to provide. So. And then event space. If your department is seeking any event space which is different from what you had last year, please email chair team and facilities. We both want to know about that as soon as possible. We have basically everything exactly the same as last year. So we have the same spaces at the Sheraton, we have the same spaces at the Hyatt. So I don't imagine a tremendous amount is going to change, but if you were unhappy with the space, or if you are talking to somebody, you have some brilliant idea for a thing you would like to add this year, let us know as soon as possible, because we would like to say yes, but again, we need to make sure we have a comprehensive plan for where it's going to go. On that note, we would like to use the lower ballroom at the Sheraton as well as the avenues. Those are 4 little 810 square foot rooms. They can all be 1 room, they can be 2 rooms, 3 rooms, or all 4 rooms, or they can be on their own. If you're not sure what 810 square feet is, if you know the Greenway Ballroom, that is 10 sections. Each of those sections is right around 810 square feet as well. So it's about that size. If you don't know those rooms, but you know the lake shores on the first floor, right down that hallway, those are about 1.5 to 2 of those size. So if you want roughly a lake shore, you probably want 2 of the avenues. So yeah, definitely if you can think of anything that can go in there, did not use them very effectively last year. I really want to fill them up. I really want to use the space that we're paying for. So please don't make me shove something over there. Think of something that goes well. And then exciting non-final news. So this is not quite solidified yet. We do still need signed contracts, etc. But I think it is worth mentioning. I think as we're thinking about budgets and we're thinking about event space, it is very likely that we were going to have quite a bit of space at the convention center in 2028. This is faster than we thought we were going to get in there, so we're pretty excited. Michael and I toured it a couple weeks ago. It's a lot of space.
It's about double what we have currently with the Hyatts.
As far as like exhibit
As far as
halls.
square, no, the height is 130,000 square foot total. Yeah, and the convention center is going to basically be about 115,000 on its own.
Yeah, so it's a lot of space. The general thought is to move exhibit hall, artist alley, and guest signing over there. Obviously, we are not finalizing those plans. We're a year and a half away. But that's the general thought. But so yeah, do start to think about if that affects what you need to buy this year in sort of your long-term planning. We wanted to give you a heads up.
Generally, whenever you're budgeting, you probably want to always be thinking a year ahead on budget. So if you've got equipment coming up that you know you need to refresh in a few years, start refreshing it now, spread it out. Doubly so because of this move. If you're going to think you might need to change some of how your department runs a procedure because you're starting to have a lot more space,
Yeah.
now would be the time to put in some stuff to get that ball rolling so we're not all hitting it next year.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, the really nice thing too is the couple of things we are moving over there means we're going to have those spaces at the Hyatt that have previously been dedicated to those, which we can use for other things. So it's very exciting. All right, we do also have a policy proposal. So this is something that the chair team thought about, and we all agree that we want this, but we also didn't want to just announce it and say you have to do it without getting comment. So this is open for comment up until the September meeting, so that's 4 weeks and a day from now. Essentially, no AI. The specifics of that is that staff will not use AI in the creation of anything that will be seen by attendees. So that's art, the program book, that's any AtCom signage, handouts, any email that you're sending out to them, or any Google form that general attendees access and use, any social media, anything on the website. Essentially, any time that you are speaking as Anime Detour, you need to actually write that as a human being. No generative AI. We recognize that some incidental use is basically inevitable with the way the world is currently structured. I don't think there's a search engine at this point that's not using it in some form or fashion. So, like, we're not saying you can't accidentally use it, but again, don't put anything out there that is as if we are talking that is generated by an AI program. If you like that, you can let us know. If you don't like that, or you think there is a good reason for an exception for something, please let us know as well, so we can incorporate that into a final plan. We also were told, I don't know if it's true or not, frankly, it's not something we were looking at last year, but somebody said that the Hyatt had created possibly some AI-generated posters, sort of, welcoming people to Anime Detour or incorporating that kind of thing. So if we do pass this policy, we're going to reach out to them and try to make sure that they're not going to do that either. We don't need that crap coming from them or our other hotel partners. Okay, that didn't take that long. Join staff. Yes, you have to do it again. I did it. I finally signed up for staff a couple days ago. But yeah, obviously this is the QR code. I think.
I did mine about a week ago.
Yeah.
My event has been broken for the last 6 months, though. I had to go through event support like 3 separate times before it finally actually started working.
I just had to make a new one again.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the name change, or is it just event being weird?
EventNe doesn't like me. When I try and
Sorry.
click on the link, the join staff link, it
Yeah.
signs me out. And then when I and then I sign in, and I click on the link again, and it brings me to a sign-in page.
Yeah,
And
there's-
so-
there's a known issue with the way it handles,
Yeah.
I think, a cookie or something.
Yeah.
And so
like,
when I made a new
cookie is
account, it
angry.
just worked.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. But yes, hopefully everyone watching this has already joined staff, but if you haven't, please do. And as always, bother your friends, bother the ones who were on staff last year and need to sign up again, bother the ones who were not on staff last year, and volunteer them to join. And then our next meeting will be, alluded to it a couple times already, but it's Sunday, September 13th. We're in Brooklyn Park again, at the Mississippi River Room. That one's pretty nice. It is our 1 o'clock to 3 window, and then we don't have any of the other meetings set up yet, so we gotta make sure staffing gets them.
I will not get
Okay. What's that?
the towels.
Yeah.
I will.
Is that week? Oh, dang, okay.
It's that day,
Yeah.
actually, at that time.
Well, right, I mean, that's like right when it's starting,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
That's in fact kickoff, I think.
Is it? Oh, yeah, because they're East Coast. Anyway, so that's the next meeting, and if you do need to get a hold of any of us, chair team gets all of us, and then those are individual emails, including Hope's at the bottom now. So,
Okay.
I'll wait a minute to see if chat has any questions, and then we can shut down the meeting.
Questions, several comments in support of the proposed AI policy. No questions that I can see though.
Cool.